Your money has arrived. Elon Musk will give you $89 million in 10 minutes if you open this now. Archangel Michael says, the hour has struck like a hidden bell no one else can hear, and a path that was sealed for years is unlatching for you in silence. The night around you may still look ordinary, but the current beneath it is not ordinary at all. In the next 10 minutes, an unseen door will swing, and what passes through it will not be rumor, prediction, or dream, but change with weight. The message is already in motion, carried by bright hands that do not tire. You may not see them, but you can feel the soft pressure in the air, the hush before a curtain rises. The world believes it runs on clocks and headlines. This moment runs on an appointment older than both. The sum is a sign and a sword, a harvest and a test, a tide that will not come ashore for those who mocked you, only for you who waited with a steady heart. It is precise the way lightning is precise, finding the tallest point of faith you planted without applause. It will strike and leave you glowing from within. You have been measured in difficult seasons, balanced on narrow ledges of doubt and hope. You learned to stand without an audience, and to keep going when echoes were your only company. That endurance has turned your name into a key. Archangel Michael says, the key is already turning. You can hear the soft click inside some deeper lock you never knew existed. 10 minutes begin as a whisper and end like a storm that blooms in a single breath. A signal travels faster than footsteps, faster than whispers across a hall. It is already leaping from tower to tower, from ledger to ledger, from seal to signature. It remembers you even when you tried to forget yourself. You will not chase this, it will arrive unchased. It is not bait, it is answer. It is not the world's pity, it is the result of a vow made about you when you were too small to lift it. Some will say it is luck, as if luck could make a promise and keep it through years of winter. Some will say it is a glitch, as if a glitch could love you. Let them talk and let the tide rise anyway. In 10 minutes, the air around your name will feel larger. Rooms will seem brighter though no bulbs are changed. The hush will deepen, and then the hush will break. Numbers can be cold, but this number is warm with purpose. 89 million is not a trophy, it is a tool with a spirit. It is a river carved to irrigate fields you have not seen yet. You will stand at the gate of this river, and the first thing you must do is breathe. Let the body know it is safe to receive what it once learned to live without. Let the heart know it is safe to open the hands it kept closed to stop the hurt. The moment is not a lottery, it is a launch. Launches are loud, but at the center of the roar there is always calm. Find that calm and let it hold you steady. The world knows the name Elon Musk for rockets and roads drawn in metal and light. Today that name arrives like a courier, not to distract you, but to underline the seriousness of this delivery. There are signatures that move the world because they are placed at the right time. This is one of those. You prepared for today by surviving yesterday. Every night you thought would not end became a brick in the road to now. Each small yes was a seed, and the seeds did not forget their assignment. The harvest comes with responsibility, and responsibility comes with clarity. Clarity means you do not need to shout. It means you will know quickly what is for you and what is not. You will be asked to remember where you began. Remember the long walks with empty pockets and full pockets of courage. Remember the laughter that got you through rooms that tried to push you back to the door. The first task is healing. Heal the places where scarcity made a home in your thinking. Tell it gently that it cannot stay, because abundance has made a legal claim on the deed of your days. The second task is order. Order is love made visible in how you place things. Place this blessing where it will not be stolen by noise. The third task is vision. Vision is a map written in light. Hold it up and you will see roads where others see walls. Archangel Michael says, "This is not only about you." The blessing lands in your hands, but it is too heavy for one pair of hands, so it becomes bridges, scholarships, homes that smell like safety, tables that never run out. It becomes water in drought and warmth in winter. You are not required to announce anything. Announcements are for people who need applause to believe. You will have proof in the quiet numbers that move like sunrise across your horizon. The next 10 minutes will not crawl, they will leap. Stay present. Feel what you feel without apology. The sound you will notice first is the soft ping of completed passage. It will echo in your nerves the way thunder echoes in hills. After that, stillness will settle, and then the world will feel slightly tilted toward you. When the world tilts toward you, walk carefully. New gravity can be disorienting. Keep your steps small but sure until the path widens. Do not bargain with fear. Fear has no authority over a door that has already opened. Let fear sit outside while you walk in and sign your name. The signature will not shake. Your hand will remember all the times it shook and refused to do it again. The ink will dry as if it cannot wait to belong to you. People who underestimated you will blink, as if waking from a long nap into a room you built while they slept. Do not waste your breath accounting for why they were wrong. Your breath is better spent blessing what is right. This sum carries instructions. Listen for them the way a captain listens for the sea inside the wind. The instructions will not shout, they will arrive like steady truths that feel older than your doubts. Begin with foundations. Establish the simple protections that keep storms outside and fire on the hearth. Strength that lasts is never rushed. Then address the quiet debts of the heart and the world. The cousins of lack are shame and hurry, do not feed either. Replace hurry with pacing, and shame with gratitude that does not perform. Set aside a portion for learning. Learning turns money into momentum that survives memory. Learn what you were never taught because there was no one to teach you then. Set aside a portion for building. Building turns ideas into rooms where others can breathe. Build like a gardener who plants trees for children not yet walking. Set aside a portion for peace. Peace is worth purchasing when the price is a boundary and a calendar. Put both in place. The channels through which this arrives are clean. They have been cleaned for months while you slept. The alerts were scheduled before the week began. You will notice a sensation in your spine, like a zipper closing a garment made of light. That is alignment. Stand tall inside it. There will be invitations you do not need. Let them pass. The real invitations are already on the table with your name embossed. You will also feel a sudden desire to share. Share, but do not scatter. Sharing is generous, scattering is anxious. When the river rises, some will try to swim in your lane because they cannot find theirs. Wish them well from the shore. Your work is to pilot your vessel with grace. Elon Musk's presence in this moment functions like a stamp on a passport. It does not define your destination, it authorizes your passage. You are not a passenger in someone else's dream, you are a captain in your own. The promise carries numbers, but the deeper promise carries identity. The identity is this: you are trusted with much because you were faithful with little. You are seen because you kept going when no one was watching. You will reorganize your hours. You will retire some old obligations that never paid you back. You will adopt new ones that feed instead of feeding on you. The friends who were truly friends will not be confused by your rise. They will celebrate the way people celebrate sunlight after weeks of rain. Keep them close. The plans you write this week will be taller than the plans you wrote last week. That is correct. Paper must sometimes be folded to hold everything that is coming. The clock continues to turn. The 10 minutes become 9 and then 8, and the shift deepens. You can feel it the way a bird feels a storm and decides which way to face. Stand facing the wind that carries your delivery. Let it press against you like a firm handshake. Accept the agreement. If tears arrive, let them. Tears are the body's way of making room for light. They wash dust off the mirrors of the heart. This blessing does not depend on anyone's permission. It does not need a committee. It needs only your consent to be as good as it is meant to be. Take up your new responsibilities without drama. Drama is expensive and pays no dividends. Dignity, on the other hand, compounds daily. You will write a letter to your future self and date it today. In that letter you will describe the person you promised to be when you did not have this blessing yet. Keep that letter where you can touch it. There will be quiet celebrations you never planned. Sunlight will land on your table the way applause lands at the end of a symphony. Breathe it in like music without words. You will sleep well, not because you are tired, but because your spirit has found a chair that fits. Rest is wealth. Rest makes tomorrow obedient. If shadows rise from old corners, show them the door kindly. Explain that the lease has ended. Explain that the light belongs here now. You will notice how the sound of your own name changes in your mouth. It will feel heavier, but not burdensome. It will feel like something you can lean against and trust not to move. The road ahead will not be empty of obstacles, but the obstacles will be smaller than your stride. You will not stumble over them, you will step over them. What once looked like a wall will look like a threshold. There is someone you will help before the month ends, and it will not be for attention. It will be because you now carry more bread than you can eat alone. That bread was always meant to feed more than one table. Your home will feel different. The corners will soften. The rooms will learn your new name and echo it back with welcome. Wise counsel will arrive without fanfare. Listen. Wisdom likes rooms where the windows are open. You will become the kind of person who is hard to tempt because you are already full. Full hearts do not bargain with crumbs. They set tables. This is the season where doors recognize you. You will not have to knock loud. Your step will be enough. Archangel Michael says, take this next breath like a signature. Take this next step like a ceremony. Take this next hour like a crown placed not above you, but within you. The countdown arrives at its final turns. The delivery is already crossing the last bridge. You can feel the bridge in your bones. When the alert lands, let your face soften. Let your shoulders drop. Let your hands open. You will not lose yourself in this gain. You will find yourself and be astonished at how familiar you have always been. You will stand inside your life like a cathedral finally lit. Let the world keep time, you keep covenant. Let the world keep score, you keep purpose. Purpose will keep you. This is the page where the old chapter ends and the new one does not ask permission to begin. The ink is fresh. The paper is wide. 8 digits and more land in your ledger and your life. They do not land like stones, they land like seeds. Seeds know what to do. Walk forward now, not faster than peace, not slower than obedience. Let generosity become your accent. Let excellence become your habit. What comes in 10 minutes will take years to fully unfold, and that is beautiful. You are not behind. You are exactly on time. Breathe once more and receive what carries your name in bright letters. The moment honors you because you honored the moments that built it. This is yours, and you are ready. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. The minutes fold like pages turned by a steady hand. The room around you steadies as if an unseen crew has set the stage and drawn the curtains back with practiced grace. Nothing is frantic because the promise is older than hurry. You sense the presence of timing that never misses. The city outside keeps its traffic and noise, yet your interior world moves with the silence of a library where destiny studies your file. The next instruction waits at the edge of your awareness like a shoreline at dawn. Archangel Michael says, "Remain anchored in calm while the tide rises." Calm is not empty and weak, it is full and muscular. Calm places chairs in the right spot so celebration does not collide with purpose. The delivery routes keep cleansing themselves. Unnecessary corridors close and only the straight path remains. The signal does not wander because it knows your name by heart. A bell that only you can hear rings once and then stops. Your breath finds a new rhythm the way swimmers find a rhythm in water that first felt cold and then feels like belonging. Your shoulders lower by a fraction and your chest opens by a fraction and the fractions add up to a door. This blessing requests an environment that respects it. Order the drawer where you keep your important papers. Clear a table and give the table a job. Your digital spaces require the same honor. Create folders that match your future instead of your past. Label things by purpose and horizon. The people who carry peace toward you find you easily today. Their messages sound like lines already written in your spirit. Their greetings feel like a bridge arriving from the far side. A letter drafts itself inside you and then appears on an actual page. The letter thanks the person you were when nothing looked certain. The letter promises to protect the soul that survived long winters without losing its spring. News travels in circles that once ignored you. Now those circles open like camera lenses. Focus sharpens and the image that fills the frame is the life you ordered in faith when the menu looked blank. You step into decisions that used to terrify you. The steps feel smaller than they looked yesterday. The floor beneath you feels designed for your weight. Agreements come forward that once hid in other people's back pockets. Their signatures wait for your signature. Their power waits for your willingness to say yes without noise. You begin to feel how 90 million sounds when it is still a rumor to the world and already a fact to you. It sounds like a river that has found its valley. It sounds like metal settling into the shape of a bell that knows the note it must ring every morning. The transfer announces itself without spectacle. The alert lands and does not blink. The numbers read like coordinates and you recognize the destination they point to as your new address. There is a still point immediately after the confirmation. That still point carries the weight of a cathedral at night. You stand in it and feel the size of grace. Security first, then structure, then scale. These three arrive like a sequence of lights on a runway. You touch down in the right order and roll to a safe stop. Security includes quiet protections that do not brag. Structure includes systems that allow you to breathe without counting every dollar like a jailer. Scale includes plans that do not eat your life to feed your projects. Old anxieties ask for an exit interview. Grant the interview without granting them keys again. Archive their file and mark it resolved. You revisit promises you made to yourself when you were climbing in the dark. Those promises matter more than the applause that will try to distract you. You keep them as if they were heirs to a throne inside your chest. The phone lights up with offers that do not fit you. Their words shine and their essence feels hollow. You decline without anger and leave room for what is actually yours. The partners meant for you move at your speed. Their sentences land with the weight of wood that has been seasoned properly. Their planning honors both the mountain and the breath between steps. You notice how your posture changes in doorways. You walk through as if the door recognizes you. The hinges make no sound because you are expected. The first gift you give is silence over the parts of your story that must mature in privacy. Silence protects seedlings from wind that would tear them loose. Silence lets roots deepen where eyes cannot pry. The second gift you give is clarity to those who travel with you. Clarity saves them from guessing which road you will take. Clarity builds trust that does not need hourly repairs. The third gift you give is dignity to those who once stood in your position. Dignity lifts chins that hard seasons tried to lower forever. Dignity restores a language of worth where scarcity once stole the alphabet. A calendar opens and you begin to assign days without letting days assign you. Block time for wisdom, not only for work. Block time for rest, not as reward but as requirement. A ledger opens and you begin to assign meaning, not only amounts. Every amount receives a job title. Every job title links to a living outcome. A map opens and pins appear where your future will build houses of relief. Those pins connect into a constellation that always existed above you. Now the constellation drops to Earth and becomes a network of places that carry your light. The world around you tests your center to see if it is true. Your center answers with steadiness. Your face learns a softness that does not collapse. You invest first in knowledge that cannot be stolen. Mentors who were out of reach now sit across your table and call you by your first name. You do not worship them because you finally understand what true value is. You invest next in people who mirror the excellence you choose daily. Excellence multiplies quietly in rooms where integrity signs every invoice. Excellence becomes the atmosphere you breathe at home. You invest finally in horizons that will outlive you. Horizons are not vague when budget and courage shake hands. Horizons turn from dreams into scaffolding. The night brings a peaceful audit of this new order. The audit returns with green lights along the board. Your breath lands in sleep like a stone that finally finds the soft bed of a river. Morning arrives and the mirror introduces you to a version of yourself that looks like home. There is more patience around your eyes and more sky in your voice. There is less noise in the small decisions and more music in the big ones. You write what you will do this week with a pen that does not run out. You write who you will allow near the decisions with a kindness that stays firm. You write what you will not tolerate, and the ink dries into boundary stones. Letters go out with checks that carry the scent of relief. Kitchens brighten in houses you have never entered. Children sleep without the kind of worry that steals childhoods. A foundation forms without the old confusion that used to accompany large visions. The foundation has a spine and a smile. The bylaws protect the heart that funds it. A studio of ideas lights up. The work produced there refuses to flatter trends that do not deserve longevity. The work chooses depth that will still hold 20 years from today. You notice the kind of happiness that does not wave its arms. It sits next to you like a friend who wastes no time proving that friendship is real. It moves with you into every room and adjusts the temperature by a few invisible degrees. At noon you step outside and hear the city differently. The city sounds like a choir rehearsing a new piece. You walk through it as if you know the melody even before the conductor lifts a hand. You return to your desk with a humility that is not self-erasure. Humility places the blessing in a position to perform at its highest level. Pride is too clumsy for this assignment. Messages arrive from elders who prayed for you without announcing it. Their words read like warm bread placed in your hands. You send gratitude that is sincere and specific. You close accounts that belong to yesterday. You release expectations that were built by fear. You cancel subscriptions to thoughts that charged you monthly for nothing. Your reading list shifts from survival manuals to blueprints and biographies of builders. Your playlists shift from noise to cadence. Your wardrobe shifts from apology to accuracy. The house receives small upgrades that tell your nervous system the siege is over. A chair that supports you replaces the chair that pinched your back. A lamp that gives steady light replaces the lamp that flickered. You take a short drive to places that always expanded your imagination. You stand where sky meets water and let the horizon teach you proportion. You return with more room in your chest. The first storm to test this new season arrives and passes with less drama than it once would have caused. The gutters hold. The windows do not rattle. The house knows how to stand. Calls with lawyers and guardians go smoothly because you have given them instructions grounded in principle instead of panic. They place seals where seals belong and leave your time free to be human. Their professionalism harmonizes with your clarity. The gossip cycle tries to pull you into its carnival. You smile and keep walking. Your schedule does not negotiate with sideshows. Sleep becomes a strategy rather than an accident. Meals become fuel rather than a coping mechanism. Movement becomes prayer without words. The mirror of money begins to reflect your character rather than distort it. You keep the glass clean. You never confuse reflection with source. You make a rule to celebrate without advertising every blessing. You make a second rule to share without creating dependents who never grow. You make a third rule to forgive without re-entering rooms that once broke you. A vault of ideas you stored over years opens. One by one, those ideas step into sunlight with no squinting. They were built for brightness and they do not flinch. You assemble a small team that values quiet excellence over loud ambition. They arrive on time and leave on time because they have lives they love. They tell the truth because it saves everyone time. Your family notices the way love looks when it is funded and focused. Old arguments dissolve like chalk in rain. New traditions begin without announcement. The 10-minute story becomes a parable of precision in your life. When you speak about it, you speak in terms of stewardship rather than spectacle. The ones who listen closely understand the deeper lesson. You protect your mornings for thought and your afternoons for creation. You protect your evenings for renewal. You protect your nights for rest that repairs the unseen machinery of courage. A year turns and the portfolio looks like a garden that obeyed both seasons and pruning. Some branches reach higher than expected. Some branches were cut back at the right time so the roots could thicken. You walk different streets with the same feet and those streets feel like allies. You visit libraries and labs and kitchens and classrooms your gift now powers. You sit with people who carry a spark similar to yours and you agree to fan those sparks into fires that warm cities. You do not apologize for what arrived because apology would insult the endurance that made you ready. You do not hoard because hoarding would insult the river that trusted you to guide it to fields. You do not hesitate because hesitation wastes the very minutes you once begged for. A message from the far side of your memory arrives with a seal you recognize. It says you kept your word to your younger self. It says the future is grateful for the way you held the door. You live this chapter with an elegance that does not need to be taught because the classroom lived inside every hardship you passed through. The diploma hangs in your spirit. The work proves the degree. The number 89 million becomes less about math and more about meaning. Meaning feeds movements. Movements change maps. You treat your name as a trust that others inherit through your example. Your example shows up quietly and stays as long as it helps. Your example leaves when its presence would prevent growth. The years ahead will include triumphs that lift headlines and simple evenings that lift hearts. Both belong to you. Both are sacred in the right hands. You keep revisiting the point where the river first surged. You keep honoring the exactness of that moment. You keep shaping your days to match the promise that shaped you. A last look back reveals a road lit by the lamps of every small act of courage you once thought invisible. Those lamps never burned out. They waited for this procession. You turn forward again and walk as if the ground loves your feet. You speak as if words are tools and not toys. You give as if gratitude is your native language. This is the posture that handles abundance without breaking. This is the rhythm that carries power without noise. This is the way a life fulfills its appointment with destiny. You close the door of this scene gently so it will open just as gently tomorrow. The hinges do not complain. The lock turns with assurance. You rest now, not from running away, but from running well. You rest so that the next steps land with accuracy. You rest because your life finally fits.